Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, salam. I am Karen Bizon and I have the honor to be your MC today. I welcome you to the official launch of Invest in Dubai platform focusing on real estate investment where we will discuss all the various reasons that Dubai is an investor chosen destination. We will speak about infrastructure, security, finance, policies, law, and many other topics relating to the advancement of the real estate market within Dubai. Invest in Dubai is a joint partnership between Dubai Land Department and the International Property Show. Today, we are joined by an interesting lineup of speakers who will speak on the various facets of the real estate market. First, I would like to invite His Excellency Buti bin Medrin, Director General of the Dubai Land Department, to deliver his opening remarks. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
استثمر في دبي. في دبي نحن نشاهد نجاحات تعكس مرونة الأداء الحكومي في وقت الأزمات، ونقبل على مرحلة مهمة تعكس قوة البيئة العقارية في دبي وجاذبيتها. أصبحنا بحاجة أكثر بأن نوحد الرؤية ونقرب التواصل مع العقول العقارية من شتى أنحاء العالم، ونسخر الأدوات والإمكانيات لكي نساهم جميعا في صياغة المستقبل العقاري بما يعزز من استدامة نجاحاتنا ويحقق ريادة سوق دبي العقاري عالميا. يسرنا اليوم في دائرة الأراضي والأملاك أن نطلق مبادرة استثمر في دبي، مبادرة جديدة من نوعها تواكب المتغيرات الحالية في السوق العقاري وتهدف إلى ترويج الحياة في دبي وتنوع الثقافات والجنسيات، وتركز من جهة أخرى على سوق دبي وجاذبيته وما يمنحه من معرفة عقارية وخدمات متميزة لجميع المستثمرين. مبادرة استثمر في دبي ستعمل على استدامة مكانة دبي العقارية على خارطة العالم، ولتؤكد رؤية وطموحات صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم نائب رئيس الدولة رئيس مجلس الوزراء حاكم دبي، بحيث تسلط الضوء على تأكيد الثقة في جاذبية القطاع العقاري في إمارة دبي من خلال منصة ذكية تضم جميع الفئات التي تعمل في هذا المجال مثل المطورين والمستثمرين والوسطاء العقاريين وربطهم بجميع القطاعات المعنية. ستنطلق هذه المبادرة من دبي إلى جميع دول العالم للاستثمار والعيش في دبي.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for sharing such great insights on the real estate market. Now, we would like to officially launch Invest in Dubai by showing you this video.
There is a name known around the world, a destination that invokes the most vivid dreams, and where aspirations reach past the clouds. Coordinates that open up a wealth of possibilities while expanding horizons past the conventional. It is a unique address where many flock to learn, thrive, and live. A place where the forefront of technology can meet the unfettered imaginations of the creative drive. The great city of Dubai stands as a testament to the magnificence that the human spirit can accomplish. And now you can take your place in this colossal space. The Invest in Dubai initiative offers a unique opportunity for businesses and investors to connect and embark on monumental projects that will etch their names in history. With solid innovations and advancements in several sectors, including real estate, healthcare, education, and more, investors can take part in a new and ongoing project that will continue to put the Dubai brand at the forefront of the world. When it comes to investing in real estate, choosing Dubai is an easy decision for 3 reasons. First, their legal structure boasts a world-class real estate regulatory system, which allows investors to operate smoothly. Prime locations and an enviable tax setup also add to an attractive package. Secondly, Dubai is also one of the safest and most secure cities in the world. Rated as the 7th safest city globally in 2020, residents and investors can feel assured they are constantly protected by a rigorous police force, as well as state-of-the-art technology. A safe city attracts a growing workforce, a diverse multicultural population, and attributes to a sound investment opportunity. Finally, investing in Dubai translates to investing in excellence. With the impeccable marriage of technology and sleek architecture, real estate opportunities in Dubai are synonymous with bright futures. Take your place in the vision of tomorrow. Say yes to Dubai.
I would like to ask you all to please clap from your offices or your home. Now we will move on to our next session, Reason Why Dubai Remains Unparalleled from the Rest of the World. We will start the session by asking Her Excellency Majida Ali Rashid, CEO, Real Estate Promotion and Investment Management Sector, Dubai Land Department, to deliver her keynote address.
Today we are launching Invest in Dubai, and it is our pleasure to invite the unique real estate minds and elite to work together through this platform from all around the world to build and define together a world city and invest in the success we achieve together and move toward the future confident with the strength we gained from each challenge we beat. Over the past few years, Dubai has secured its place as a global investment hub and the most important investment destination in the world. And we are committed to thriving the investment gateway by connecting to the most distinguished local and international organizations and experts. During the current pandemic, Dubai has proved itself as one of the top performed cities during the crisis. And we witnessed together the success and financial stability as well as the flexibility of the government performance. And we would like to take this unique opportunity to further strengthen our international relationships and enhance the Dubai real estate practice with our outstanding real estate minds. Today we are pleased to launch our new initiatives, Invest in Dubai platform. It is our pleasure to invite the real estate outstanding minds from all over the world to communicate through a virtual platform where they can build new relationships and real estate investments. In our Wisdom Leadership Vision, we are saving no effort to position Dubai as a global investment hub and promote Dubai as the world's happiest, safest, multicultural, and well-planned city. In Dubai, the sky is the limit, and we are working beyond the local boundaries, reaching out to the world.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for sharing your thoughts with us. So at this very moment, I would like to invite Mr. Majid Almari, Mr. Atif Rahman, Mr. Akil Kazim, and Mr. Suhail bin Taraf to join me on stage. I would welcome you all to please post your questions in the chat box, and if time permits, we will take a few questions from the audience. Before we start, I would like to give a minute to each of you to please tell us something about yourself and your organization before we proceed with Q&A. So I would like to start with Mr. Majid. Mr. Majid, please be on stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. happy to be with you here today. And on behalf of Dubai Land Department, I would like to welcome you in Invest in Dubai. My name is Majid Al Marri. I'm the CEO of Registration and Real Estate Services from Dubai Land Department. Dubai Land Department is established in 1960, and we are responsible for the registration of all the title deed in Dubai. Of course, we have we have RERA, the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, and we have the promotion arm, and anything to do with the real estate sector. And happy to be with you here today and answer your questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Majid. Now, may I call on Mr. Atif Rahman to please introduce yourself and your organization.
Hello, everyone. I think mute is up. Yeah, I'm audible. Yes, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. To introduce myself, I'm a construction worker. That's what I would like to term myself. We are a proud company born in Dubai and based out of Dubai. We are one of the private developers successfully operating a business over here. We focus on the affordable housing segment. And as I said, we were proud to be part of this great city, great visionary leadership, and also trying to do our bit in creating Dubai, not the best city, better than the best city in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Atif. And now I will call on Mr. Akil Kasim to please come up on stage.
Hello, and thank you for the opportunity. My name is Aqil. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer of Nakheel Properties. Nakheel is behind 14 master developments in the city of Dubai, and we are an integral player in the industry, and we are happy to be here today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akil, for that introduction. And let me call on Mr. Suhail bin Taraf. Sir, please come up.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Suhail bin Taraf. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Emirates Islamic Bank. We're one of the leading Islamic banks and innovative banks in the UAE. We focus a lot on home financing and retail business. And that's why we are here to support the businesses around here, such as Nakheel, Danube, and the Department of Lands Department. And that's why we're here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Suhail. And I think now I'm going to proceed with the Q&A. My first question is for Mr. Majid, DLD CEO, Real Estate Registration and Services. The question is, what is your future outlook for the property market in Dubai? And what's the Dubai Land Department is doing to attract investors in Dubai? Can you please tell us more about this registration and services providers to the sector?
Thank you, Karina. Of course, as you know, we are responsible for all the real estate services in Dubai, and helping our partners from the developers, from the banks. We provide a lot of services, electronic services. During the last 3 months, we did like 100,000 electronic transactions with our customers and partners. Today, I would like to point on one of the main services we provide is the registration. We have around the 25 service center around Dubai. You can do any transfer or any real estate. It's provide real estate service in these centers. Beside that, we have our application. Provide you all type of services required for the investors, and we have our services also on the website. So mainly we provide all kind of services for the investors, and we are happy also to serve them online and serve them if they come to land department.
Thank you, Mr. Majid. So before we proceed to your next questions, I would like to call on Mr. Atif and Mr. Akil. This question is for you both. What is your realistic outlook on the property market in Dubai? And do you think it's the right time to invest? Mr. Atif first.
You look at any real estate market or any industry for that matter across the world, when you talk about investment, we look at some of the key features. Number one is security of investment. And what Mr. Majid was explaining, and earlier from His Excellency Mr. Sultan Bhuti and Madam Majida as well. I think when you look at the real estate industry across the world, I can bet you that there is no more safer real estate market than Dubai real estate market, because how it has been structured. It is not just naturally safe. It has been regulated to make it safe for the investors. So safety is of paramount importance for the government agencies over there, and they have ensured by virtue of the regulation that Dubai real estate market remains one of the most safest real estate investment opportunity across the world. Once you have covered the subject of safety of investment, I think next is ease of investment. And what Mr. Majid was saying, I think Dubai is one of the most unique places where you can go and do a property transaction sitting in a luxury trustee office within 5 minutes time. 5 to 10 minutes, and you are able to transfer the ownership of a property. You don't require a lawyer. You don't, because everything has already been done for you. Why you don't require a lawyer? Because the government has already checked everything for you, and at the trustee office, when the transfer is being done, everything is secured for you as an investor. So, I mean, ease of doing investment in Dubai, not just in real estate, across the board, across industry, I think it is one of the most phenomenal one. And you have safety, you have ease of doing investment, and I think third is return on investment. Return on investment, we are during the cloudy days right now, the market is sluggish, and yet a real estate investment is clocking between 5 to 6% return on investment. I mean, this is not possible in most of the developed cities during the sunny days, during the best days. So, I mean, when you compare the security of investment, so your investment is safe, ease of doing investment, it is one of the easiest cities to invest your money into with safety and earn a handsome return, even during a sluggish market. And fourth point, I think, is the resilience that Dubai market has, the Dubai government has created, especially in handling the pandemic. I think we clocked highest per capita testing for the COVID. When you look at the resilience that Dubai government has created in managing the crisis in the most handsome way. By the way, just to let everyone know in the world, Dubai is open from today. We are ready to welcome everyone from across the world. And this is what is beautiful about Dubai. It's not just about the safety of investment. I think, if you look at the ease of doing investment or the return on investment, it happens because of these reasons. The resilience that is shown by the government in handling crisis. And I think when you compare Dubai in the pandemic situation, how it has been managed over here, it is going to increase the rank of Dubai many folds as the city of choice. And come here, invest safely, earn some handsome return. And even if there is a crisis, we have one of the strongest, most resilient government to support you and look after you. So that is why I would feel that this is the outlook of investment in Dubai real estate is always going to be handsome. And I think this is a great time to invest because this price you're not going to get again. So take advantage and invest into Dubai in this current situation where you are able to acquire a real estate at a more attractive price and add to the return on investment that you can make in the future.
Great answer, Mr. Atif. Let us hear Mr. Akil's outlook about this.
Yeah, just to echo what my brother Atif said, the best way to talk about the outlook is to talk about the present. And you may have heard about the latest numbers on transactions in Dubai Land Department, where Dubai has shown a 16% increase in transactions in Q1 2020 year on year. That in itself is testimony of the behavior of the market. With every challenge comes an opportunity, and Dubai has proved itself in the past that it's the quickest to bounce back from any type of crises. This, I would say, the world changed at the beginning of this year, and this change has changed in the requirements from real estate investors. From Nakhil's perspective, we have seen an increase in demand in villas and more private space. And there's an attitude of willingness to upgrade by customers. And that is one area where Dubai excels, offering people a chance to upgrade. Nakhil itself, in the months of lockdown, has sold more than 400 million dirhams in properties. And this, I think, is an objective way to talk about the outlook of the investor market. Yes, price is one reason, deals is one reason, but the quality of life, the quality of the lifestyle in Dubai continues to be the pole position, to put Dubai in the pole position in reasons to invest. The demand for ready product, I would say, is a bit more than off plan right now compared to last year. And the demand for villas, in both parts of Dubai, the north side and south side of Dubai, is very popular. Real estate rental yields are a key factor in making those decisions. But as I mentioned, the attitude of upgrade is very obvious now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akil and Mr. Atif, for this great answer to the questions. And I have to move on to our next question with Mr. Sohail bin Taraf, Emirates Islamic COO. The question is, what efforts have been made by Emirates Islamic during the time of COVID-19 crisis? Sir?
So one thing that Emirates Islamic has done is we were one of the first banks to actually enable the 0% installments that came from the central bank, the support that came from the central bank. We restructured a lot of the home finances, a lot of the small businesses. We looked at how fast can we bring back business, especially for the developers and for individuals to actually start working. Because the key to us is if there is no cash flow, there is no business. So for us as an organization or as a bank, we understood that the economy will stand still if the banks do not respond quickly and rapidly. And that's what we focused on how fast can we recreate the wheel and make it work again. And luckily, the support from the government here of boosting up 50 billion dirhams and another 50 billion if required, supported the economy itself. And as my colleague here in Nakhil also said that they've sold a lot in this short time that was the lockdown, is because the confidence in the government and the confidence in the banking system that enabled a lot of people to actually invest and upgrade in a lot of areas. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Sohail. I'm moving on to the next question for Mr. Majid. Mr. Majid, yes, are there any special initiatives DLD launched during the COVID-19 situation?
Yes, after the announcement, and we've been working remotely, we announced some incentives for the investors. And one of the good things we announced also that the waive of the late registration fee. This came from end of March till end of June. So this is one of the incentives being announced. Also, one of the biggest achievements we launched is the remote transfer. During that period, nobody can go to the trustee offices to do a transfer. So we did all the transfer through a video call. It was a successful story for Dubai, and we did a good number of transactions during that period, and still this service is available for people, enable them to not go to the registration offices, and they can do this transaction remotely. So it's done through a video call. We make sure that all the investor, the buyer and seller are available. There are some security questions being asked. We check the document, we check the IDs, and part of the security also we send them a one-time password. Also, there is a trust account managed by Dubai Land Department, where the sale amount will be deposited in that account, and later on, after finishing the transaction, we will transfer the money to the seller. And this is one of the successful story, and we keep enhancing this procedure. Also, I would like to add that all our services during that period was 100% online through our apps, the main apps, Dubai Rest, and through the website services. Plus, we give the authority to our call center to do some services through a phone call.
Thank you very much, Mr. Majid. That's really impressive special initiatives. I'm moving to the next question for Mr. Atif and Mr. Akil. Yes, I think Mr. Atif first. Can you please share with us your view on affordable housing market and luxury market in Dubai?
So I'm not the right person to talk about the luxury market. I think Dubai by itself is about opulence and luxury. I think Dubai redefined the term luxury, to be very honest with you, but I'm not the right person to talk about luxury because we are not in that segment. Yeah, the affordable housing segment, again, we possibly are one of the pioneers in the affordable housing segment. We focus on the affordable housing segment because in my belief, that is the backbone of the real estate industry, and it contributes to the biggest margin or the maximum volume of any real estate transaction in any developed city. So we focus on the affordable housing segment. But what we've been able to do in Dubai is we have been able to segregate between, create a difference between affordability and cheap. We don't do cheap properties over here. We create affordable properties. We create affordable luxuries for the people. We create communities where families can thrive and live together and enjoy their life. Affordable housing segment for me is the backbone, as I said, and it is here to stay. It will remain one of the strongest segment of the real estate market across the world, not just in Dubai. We focus heavily on this segment, and I think there's a great opportunity because Mr. Majid keeps publishing new data, and I was just reading there is about many billions worth of rental transaction which is still happening in the residential sector, and that for me is a future market for us in the affordable housing segment. So we try to focus on the affordable housing segment, but with a difference. We want to create the element of luxury and convenience inside the affordable housing segment, and this segment will continue to remain very strong. Just to share some data, we continue doing transactions during the lockdown period as well, and we've not seen much of fluctuation in prices even during the crisis in the affordable housing segment. That I think is one of the biggest advantage of the affordable housing segment, because not many people buy to sell it or buy it as an investment. They buy to live in it as end users. So it is more long-term, more stronger than the luxury segment, in my opinion. Yep.
Thank you so much, Mr. Atif. I just want to hear about Mr. Akil's view about it, and can you please tell about luxury market?
Sure. I think Dubai has been well known for its offerings in the luxury market sector. Previously, I discussed about the attitude of upgrade. Well, that's luxury, isn't it? The trend right now in the COVID-19 era is more acreage, and more acreage is the equivalent in many cases to more luxury. And we've seen, for instance, in the last couple of months, the demand for properties on Palm Jumeirah in high demand, especially with those with their private beaches and their own private space. So that is obviously not only a clear demand right now, but the offerings. And the good thing is that Dubai has those offerings in the luxury segment. As far as Nakheel is concerned, one of the upcoming projects, which is in its advanced stages in the luxury sector, is the Palm Tower Residences. That's close to completion. That is a mixed-use product with an integrated monorail station, access to the beach, and integrated shopping mall, and the St. Regis Hotel at the bottom of the tower, offering and ticking all the right boxes to customers who are looking for this luxury product in the city of Dubai. Dubai, Nakheel is not unique in this regard. Many developers in Dubai offer this. I think my colleague Atif has been quite humble. I think if you look at his properties, they are absolutely not of the affordable segment. They are of value and of quality. And Dubai, even though it does offer properties at all price points, it doesn't compromise on value.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. We really can't wait to see the final view of your project. And now we are proceeding to our Emirates Islamic COO, Mr. Sohail. The next question is, how easy it is to access finance in these times of uncertainty?
I think it's the same. It didn't change. We're trying to speed up the approval rates and the credit rates. But as soon as you tick all the boxes and you're cleared, you will immediately get the financing. The financing is not the issue. We have not stopped the financing. Actually, we've speeded up a lot of the deals that we have, especially with the tie-ups that we have with developers. So it depends on the developer and how he is ranked from both sides. We are ranked with him and he is ranked with us. And as long as the customer gets a right answer and a quick answer, I think that's what's important.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sohail, for clarification. May I call on Mr. Majid once again for the third questions? Mr. Majid, we recently read that DLD has simplified registration. Can you please give more details about this, or how digital initiative factoring like DLD proceeding? But before that, we wanted to hear your simplified registration first.
Yes, thank you. One of the main things which I spoke about, the remote transfer, beside that, we enhance the customer journey. For investors, they require to register their property, and we change it from 2 steps to 1 steps. The time with us is not an issue. Like Mr. Atif said, it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I would say if all the documents are there, it will not take time. But the good thing happened. We changed the number of steps from 2 steps. You need to register the registration trustee, register all the document, then send it to land department for auditing, then send it back to the registration trustee. If there is an issue, this might take some time. And we change it to 1 step by providing in each registration trustee, we have a customer service manager available from land department there in the registration trustee to solve all issues, to make it faster. Even the auditors are available in the registration trustee. So you go there, it's like a one-stop shop to finish your transaction. If there is any requirement, you finish it on the spot. And this is one of the achievements done recently in the registration procedure.
Thanks, Mr. Majid. That's really a great help. Now, may I call on stage Mr. Atif and Mr. Akil? The first question for Danube first. We would like to hear from you on the upcoming project from Danube, and which project you're most excited about.
So I think it's very important. I've always maintained this as a developer. Before we talk about upcoming projects, which has to be in line with the market sentiments and the market dynamics, it's very important that we remain focused on the ongoing projects. That is more important for any developer across the world. I think the amount of delays and the amount of variation you will see in the promise and delivery across the world, you'd find it very different in Dubai. Dubai is more strictly regulated. I mean, we have the regulators right on our head all the time, watching us and closely monitoring each and every side. It's not just financial audit that happens. There is a technical audit that happens. I cannot promise you 500 square feet apartment and give you a 400 square feet apartment. I mean, everything is so minutely screened by the regulators over here, and that is why it creates a different level of peace of mind and security for the investors. When you talk about the future projects, I think it is very important that we remain focused on the existing projects that we're delivering right now and try to create a unique advantage for the people who have already invested in these projects. The pipeline, we have many things on the pipeline, but I think it is not the right time to talk about a future pipeline. It's a time where we can boost the reputation of Dubai by delivering the projects that are ongoing with better advantage, more value, and more amenities, more quality to the existing investors in Dubai, so that everyone who has ever invested in Dubai remains incentivized even during a crisis time. You know, like for example, today I can negotiate better prices with the factories. I can negotiate better prices with the contractor. We can create those savings and reinvest it back in the projects to create better value for the investor. I think that is more important rather than looking at new projects. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Atif. Let us hear from Mr. Akil about his upcoming projects. Anything that excites you?
Absolutely. From me, maybe I'll answer it in two parts. We have some nice projects coming up in the residential sector and some exciting projects coming up in the hospitality sector. In terms of residential, we have the hugely popular Nadishiba villas. We have about 1,500 villas in Nadishiba. We've been very successful in the sales numbers in the last few months. And as a result of this demand, we'll be launching a new phase very soon for this ready product. In the hospitality sector, we have the upcoming opening of the Hotel St. Regis on the center of the Palm. The project will also house a viewing deck at the very top of the tower with 360-degree views of the Palm Jumeirah, with a very vibrant atmosphere at the top. In addition to that, we have an 800-room key hotel on Deira Islands called Rio Hotel and Resort. This is a unique all-inclusive concept where when the guest checks in, he just pays the one fee and gets a ban and then doesn't pay any further fees for the rest of the day. This is our next upcoming project. So we're excited. We have a number of fresh ideas and properties coming into the market in the next few months.
Thank you, Mr. Akil. We're also very excited for that. Can I have Mr. Suhail bin Taraf on stage, please? My next question for you, sir. Has the UAE government provided adequate funding to banks to disseminate to the public?
Yes, and I have mentioned that. The budget was around 100 billion, split into two. 50 has been utilized by the banks. Another 50 is yet to be utilized.
Thank you, Mr. Suhail. Thank you. So I'm moving to the next question. For Mr. Majid. Mr. Majid, the fourth question is how the digital initiative factoring in DLD's proceedings?
Yeah, as I mentioned that during the last 3 months, we've been working remotely and all our services online. That's give us the chance to promote our applications, Dubai REST application and our services on the website. Now you can do any service with a click of a button in our application. So Ijari procedure or services is available. Even if you want to print your title deed. Actually, we have something like a wallet in this application. So for any customer and investor, they need any details for their property. From the application, you can do any transaction. You can ask for any service. You need to register with your, of course, Emirates ID. You will have a unique number. You will have a username and password, and you can use any of the service. Even if you want to make evaluation for the property, is available. And there is a good number of services. As I mentioned, all the services required for investors, it can be done from this application anytime from anywhere.
Thank you, Mr. Majid. Now, can I call Mr. Atif and Mr. Akil? Mr. Atif, what can you attribute to the success of the property market in Dubai based on policy framework, legal system, finance, and all of this?
I mean, everything. I remember once, one of the journalists who was conducting my interview asked me, why Dubai? And I asked him a question. In answer to his question, name one city in the whole world which has the best infrastructure. It is supposed to be one of the safest cities across the world. By the way, when we talk about safest, we have to keep in mind that even 2 o'clock in the night in Dubai, half of Dubai is still on the road. So the opportunity or probability of crime is very high in Dubai, and still it is one of the safest cities in the world, right? So you have to look at the infrastructure, one of the finest infrastructure, public transport, ever improving public transport system, the safety and security over here, lifestyle. I mean, it is unmatched. Many places we travel across the world from east to west, and sometimes I feel 5-star hotels of some developed countries are equivalent to a 3-star hotel in Dubai. Very, very honestly, because when you look at the quality, the amenities, the facilities that are provided over there, it cannot be matched with what you get in Dubai. You have to see Dubai to experience it, to understand what Dubai is. So you look at infrastructure, lifestyle, security, one city in the whole world, which also has the finest man-made islands. What Mr. Akil's company has done, it's a palm-shaped island, Can you imagine that? That is beyond human imagination until it was done in Dubai. The tallest tower, the tallest hotel, the tallest residential, the tallest commercial, the tennis championship, the horse race championship, indigenously developed theme parks, the frame. I mean, you can just keep talking about it. Name one city which has all of this. And that is Dubai. And that is why Dubai is one of the finest destinations, because you can have great legal framework, but if you don't have these catalysts, these attractions, your real estate market will not thrive. So whether you look at the legal framework, the regulatory framework, the banking system, the infrastructure that has been put in place, the attractions that has been created across the city. I mean, we are in a desert, and you have 2 of the finest indoor ice skating rinks. Dubai is about making possible the possibilities. That is what we have learned from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, because he has created an unparalleled, unmatched vision for the city. And we keep conquering one after the other, creating a new benchmark. And that is what Dubai is about. So I think if you look for reasons why Dubai is successful, I can bet you on one thing: you will exhaust, you will tire out, but you will not finish looking at reasons why Dubai is so successful.
Thank you, Mr. Atif. So clear, so clear. Let us hear Mr. Akils.
Maybe I would like to emphasize maybe a bit more on the policy and legal framework that benefits us as developers, just for the sake of variety. Many times when I go around the world pitching Dubai and try to talk about Dubai's competitiveness in the real estate market worldwide, the reasons that everybody knows is obviously enough to win their argument. But what Dubai Lands Department does and what the government does in terms of legislation, in terms of its transparency, should not be taken for granted. If we compare apples with apples, without naming countries, but some of the most popular countries for real estate investments, the fact that you can remotely purchase and invest into a property in Dubai and be secured and be comfortable without anxiety that your property is in good hands, not only in terms of the companies on the ground that are able to operate it for you, lease it for you, conveyancing, and so on and so forth, but also the protection you have as an investor when it comes to simple things like disputes. So if you invest into a property in Dubai and lease it out and your tenant doesn't pay rent, the efficiency of the judicial system that has a dedicated court, for instance, for rental disputes, solves that problem for you in a matter of days, where in other advanced countries would take months, years, if at all you'd be able to resolve it. Reasons like that gives you a peace of mind, and that peace of mind, if I was to put a dollar value to it, would eclipse any rental yield discussion or any ROI discussion you would have for any other destination around the world.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akil. Can I have one last question for Mr. Suhail bin Taraf? Sir, what are the digital banking options adopted by Emirates Islamic, and what is the future of digital banking in the UAE?
So we've started our digital journey a couple of years ago. One area that we're focusing on is blockchain, especially with the Lands Department, DED, and how do we move all these documents faster, smoother, especially for registration, for home financing. We are in the middle of that journey. We have launched a few elements, especially with the rent committees and contracts on rentals. I would say a few other months, hopefully by the end of the year, we have something that will enable us to speed up the process itself, and paperless, hopefully, so that developers and customers find it much easier to purchase or to transfer a unit. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to enable that gap that today exists between the developer and the banks.
Thank you, Mr. Suhail. We have a question from the audience for Mr. Majid. Mr. Majid, question for you is there any new upcoming procedures by ARERA to facilitate large funds coming from major investors in Europe and who are interested to invest in real estate project Dubai, especially if they don't have residency in Dubai or local bank accounts? And what about SPA signature procedures?
SPA procedure, I think we are doing a great job with our partners. Maybe my colleagues also, Atif and Akil, will emphasize on that. But we are working with, of course, with the developers and investors from across the world. They can invest, and even banks. Banks provide provides a property mortgage 50% to 70% for non-residents. There are a lot of facilities for investors who are not residents, and maybe Mr. Atif can tell us how they are doing that with the developers.
When we talk about investment today, we receive investment from 117 different countries. Then, when we talk about FDIs and investment coming into the real estate sector, which I think the person asking the audience wanted to know about, I think when you talk about creative investment opportunities, I mean, we are not just talking about REIT and traditional investment in the real estate sector. I'm sure people know that Dubai is also welcoming crowdfunding platforms. It is formally regulated now. It was put under the DIFC incubator for 2 years. So that's the difference between Dubai government and any other government across the world. Everything is so properly tested and speedily implemented that you have every possibility possible in Dubai. You talk about investment, you bring it to Dubai, and there is a regulation already in place, or there will be a regulation put in place to safeguard those investments. Yes, when you talk about these investment opportunities, the non-conventional ones, other than the regular financial institutions like banks, I think what you will earn in Dubai is unheard of in the rest of the world. You would be still trading in a single-digit return on investment for these investments across the world. In Dubai, there is possibility of taking it to double-digit returns with proper safety and backing from the government.
Thank you, Mr. Majid and Mr. Atif. Actually, there's one more question for Mr. Atif. Any chance of assured returns or rental guarantee products?
See, I think, when you talk about rental guarantee, I don't know how people can give a rental guarantee because I don't know the future. I don't know what the rent is going to be. So it is impossible for a business to give a guarantee of something that you don't know about, and especially if it is a financial return that you're talking about. I think anything that comes with a rental guarantee is, for me, too good to be true situation, and I would not want to believe in it. Yes, when you look at any investment across the world, whether you're looking at capital gain or rental income, you have to look at the outlook of that real estate market and how well regulated it is to protect you, and what kind of steps the government is taking for making the market grow in the positive direction. I think it checks all the boxes in Dubai. When you talk about rental income, I mean, even in the worst of situation, if you are clocking 5 to 6% return on investment, I think you can't ask for anything better than that. I can go to Mumbai and Mumbai will give me 1.5% return on investment. I mean, 5% is not at all a small number, that too in a sluggish market when the markets are challenged. So I think when you talk about rental income, Dubai is one of the best across the world, and there are a lot of opportunities that people can invest into and gain some rental income. Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Atif. From the audience as well, there's another question for Mr. Majid. Mr. Majid, when did you see the title deeds being able to have more than 4 separate owners without the need for creating an SPV? When will tokenization be introduced?
Now they have it's available. You can have more than one owner in a title deed if they are a shareholder, but it's not divided by percentage. But we are introducing the new product, the fractional title deed. We are working on that, and it's available. So the fractional title deed is a new product. This will be for the developers, and the ticket size, of course, will be less for people want to invest in a certain amount. So this will give them the property will have like four shares, so 25% for each title deed, and we can have different owners and of course in each title deed. So each property can be divided 2 to 4 investors.
Thank you very much, Mr. Majid. I think we are just perfectly right on time, but I would like to hear closing remarks and final words and comments from each one of you. So since Mr. Majid is the one speaking now, I would request Mr. Suhail bin Taraf to please have your final words.
Personally speaking, I think the banks are all here to support the initiative of Dubai to be a hub of investment. We look at focusing on customers and customer satisfaction, also enabling all entities within the countries to benefit from speed, quality, and security. And that's our role here. And we've spoken about a lot of things here. But at the end of the day, how can we enable that is the question. And hopefully we are there as organizations and banks to enable that to happen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Suhail. May I call on Mr. Atif to please have your final words.
Sure. I think all I would say is look at the track record of Dubai for the last 20 years. If you look through the track record, you will know there are hundreds and thousands of people who thought about investing in Dubai and they held back, and then they later on regretted why did they not enter the market and enjoy the handsome return that Dubai has always provided. Dubai for me is still very, very attractively priced. It has the infrastructure comparable or sometimes even better than places like Hong Kong or New York or Paris or Tokyo, and yet you get a price of a very, very attractive pricing for real estate. I think the best part about Dubai is that it has by virtue of the speed that the government has shown, it has experience of 200 years with the agility of a new market, and it gives you the best opportunity to come and reinvest. So it's the best combination of innovation and experience combined with speed and safety of investment. Like I've always said, I think His Highness Sheikh Mohammed has converted this great city into a world of opportunity for the entire world, and there is a track record that is available. I think we should not forget one very, very important thing, the Expo 2020, which is going to happen in 2021. It is going to be a very important catalyst, even more now, because when the entire world is suffering, Dubai bounced back with the effort, superb effort from the government from this pandemic. We are open to welcome the world. And this expo is going to be the first and the single largest event for the entire corporate world across the world that people will be looking forward to. I think if you look at the prices of real estate, what the real estate prices were in Milan or Shanghai before Expo and after Expo, I bet you will be catching the first flight to come into Dubai and put your money into the real estate segment over here. It's the safest market, it gives you handsome return, and it's the future of real estate industry.
Thank you, Mr. Atif. Let's hear from Mr. Akil.
Sure. I think COVID-19 has put, every nation, city, business, individual across the world to the test, including Dubai. But our government's response to COVID-19 has been impressive in terms of limiting its spread, keeping the people safe, and getting business and activity back in action. We've actually been recognized as one of the best countries in the world for our response to the virus. Now, Dubai has in the past proved its ability to bounce back relatively quickly from any crises, and our government is confident that we can do it again. So I think for those who've been saving up or have been tentative to invest into property in the city of Dubai, now is the time. You've got the offers, you've got the all luxury levels of the spectrum available. Look at the numbers, especially those who are overseas. If you ask people who are already affiliated with Dubai or have invested in Dubai, will be witness to the fact that it is a good investment to make. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Akil. And now let us hear from Mr. Majid.
Welcome the world to come to invest in Dubai. Dubai is open, as we see from today. And all the real estate services are available, even from a click of a button from remotely. Even you can sell and buy your property through our application, and you can do this remotely. So if you cannot come to us, we will come to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Majid. I think our time is up. I want to thank you, Mr. Majid, Mr. Atif, Mr. Akil, and Mr. Suhail for your time and great initiatives. And also thank you very much to our audience for your kind attention and participation. Indeed, together with your support and unity, Dubai will become #1 and the best of the best. Thank you all so much. I am Miss Karen Tizan, now signing off. Blessings to all of you. Masalam. Have a good day.